Today we worked on the build section of our piece, and this has helped me feel like the drop sounds better than I thought it did. We also tightened up a few things on the drop, just tweaked some settings in a few spots, but really the big shining star of today is the build section. I'll play it from halfway through the verse into the build. You can kind of hear where we're at right now. It's a lot better.
Young hearts divining, always arriving, the clarity, ubiquity, singing loud and clear. I am here tonight. I am here tonight.
And from that point on, you've heard it before in previous episodes. If you haven't heard it before, go back and watch previous episodes. Enjoy some music. But yeah, this build section, the main thing we added that is like really notable is the snare. But it took a lot more work than I thought it was going to. At first, we were using one snare that I got out of Logic that I could not quite get to a place that sounded good, and then ultimately we settled on I went to Splice Virtual Riot's sound packs. Kind of goated. They're kind of amazing. That's a very, very good snare sound. It might sound boring to people who don't know what bad snare sounds sound like, but man, that one's nice. So we put some EQ on it to crush it down, and then have that EQ slowly expand, as well as having the gain increase, so that sound kind of grows into the space. And honestly, I kind of like the way that it and the hi-hats here and the kick kind of all play together. Like, it's nice and clean. That kind of gives us a different groove than just a ba 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 like right out the gate. That then goes da 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 da. Like we have a little of an actual like kind of like lilting feel to it. It's kind of fun, and almost gives us kind of almost like a false build here. Like we're coming out of these drums. Slows things back down, but then obviously over here it kind of builds. Now we did have to split our trance gated break here into two different sections. I could have done this with automation, but it's just always for some reason easier to me just to make a second channel and create a whole extra duplicate set of effects. And here, just for the shaper box, because I needed this to get out of the way of the kick. If I turn the shaper box off, here there's like two kicks happening there, or two snares. There was something about the groove, the pocket of this break beat here. That little snare wasn't lining up nicely. It was creating almost like a slap back, and while slapbacks can be fun, I didn't want it. And so we just put this shaper box on there to have it get out of the way of the snare. One thing I'm not totally certain about is as we go into the drop, obviously the snare sound is very different. It's almost more of a clap than a snare, and like, does this sound weird?
I am here tonight.
One thing I might try tomorrow is putting this snare sound in for this for the drop snare, and just see if I like this snare better than that snare. I do like this snare sound, so I don't think I'm going to, but using this for the build-up felt bad. It's just not that sort of sound. I mean, I could try, but I didn't try. The other things we added was all of these noise sort of things down here to create more texture. It's also that one there, to those vocals there.
I am here tonight.
But the only other thing this drop really is missing, I think, is just some other thing, and I've messed around with this a number of times. Like, these two guys here are really fun. Like, there just needs to be something else there. it's at least every other grouping here. Like if this one is all by itself, that's fine, but in this grouping here, there needs to be something here, and then here this one could be alone, and then this one needs to have something here. So I don't know, like there needs to be a little bit more variation. It's just it's a cool idea, but it's not so cool that you can listen to it that many times in a row and not get bored. So still getting better, and I feel like I'm excited about where I'm at right now. I feel a little bit less stuck than I felt previously, so I'm excited to see where the piece goes over here. Yep, that's all we did today. More work on it tomorrow. See you guys then. Bye-bye.